Welcome to another trip report. This time the focus is not only on the flight, but the hotel I was staying in. I've always wanted to do a hotel review before, but I was waiting for the right hotel that is interesting enough to be presented. With the Atlantic Mirage on the island of Tenerife, I finally found an opportunity. Please let me know what you think about the hotel review and the hotel itself. The journey started early morning in the Aspire Lounge, the contract lounge for Iberia business class passengers. The lounge is rather basic and it was quite crowded, so I didn't want to film in there. This is our Airbus A321-200 that will bring us to Madrid today. My previous few Iberia flights were rather disappointing, but I hope my flights today in the Iberia business class will provide a better experience. Breakfast was served, consisting of coffee, water, a croissant, Iberian ham and yogurt. It was all quite tasty, however, opening the vacuum pack of the ham was a venture by itself, as well as eating the ham without having greasy stains all over the seat and clothes. We have landed in Madrid and we are rolling past an Airbus A340 of Plus Ultra, one of only a handful of airlines still operating these four-holders. We have about 2.5 hours before our connecting flight to Tenerife, enough time to visit the Iberia Lounge. I was genuinely impressed by the lounge and its food offering, and I wish I had a bit more time there. The thorough flight review of our Iberia business class experience and this lounge will follow in a separate video a bit later, and it will be a surprising one. If you don't want to miss that, consider subscribing to my channel. If you activate the bell on top of that, you will be notified right away. This is our Airbus A321 operated by Iberia Express. We will see how the business class of this Iberia subsidiary differs from the mainline Iberia. The Do&Co catering lunch service surely was fairly impressive, considering it's a domestic business class. All the other details you will learn in my soon-to-be published Iberia flight review. We have touched down at Tenerife North, Los Rodeos Airport, quite an infamous airport among the aviation enthusiasts. If you want to know more, you can Google Tenerife 1977. We have arrived at the newly renovated and reopened Atlantic Mirage Hotel in Puerto de la Cruz, and the hotel is being presented in a lot of white, blue and purple light. It seems you are entering the hotel on ground floor, but we are actually on the 7th floor, which will be obvious a bit later in the review. On the 5th floor you find this terrace adjacent to the main restaurant with a stunning view, which I also will show a bit later in daytime. The Atlantic Mirage is an adults-only hotel, and to our liking, the hotel is strictly enforcing this. The reception area is on the 7th floor right next to the main entrance, and we were offered a welcome drink on our arrival. This area also provides a first glimpse of the view we can expect from our rooms, since all rooms have a sea view. More about the rooms I will show in a moment. The hotel has been erected right on the rocks above the Atlantic Ocean, which is the reason of the splendid and uninterrupted sea view, and also the reason why the main entrance is on the 7th floor. My personal highlight of this hotel is the rooftop place, which we will visit with you next. The rooftop is divided into the pool club and the lounge bar section. As the adults-only concept targets mainly traveling couples, the pool club is set up accordingly, with the sunbeds lined up in pairs in individual shallow pools right next to the sheer drop. Part of the city can be seen from the rooftop as well. The lounge bar is situated right next to the pool area and a wonderful place for drinks and an easy lunch. A variety of food is available, from burgers to salads to pizza and much more. The drinks menu is quite impressive, and I will show some examples later. I've placed myself with a mojito onto one of the sun couches that are also on the pool club side of the terrace, to soak up the warm February sun, while the wind at this time of the year still can be a bit chilly. And what you can see behind me is actually one of the highlights of this rooftop pool club, the jacuzzis. What a spectacular place to sit in a jacuzzi with this view right next to a very well-stocked bar. room was on the 4th floor towards the western end of the building. We booked a double bedroom and the room is equipped with a couch and chill area and a small working desk, a wardrobe behind the full-size mirrors and a kitchenette next to the bathroom with fridge, microwave and a water boiler. The bathroom I liked especially, with its 2 carved stone sinks, and there's a separate utility or makeup board, the loo of course, and this beautiful rainforest shower offering different light color options and a view of the Atlantic Ocean through the dimmable glass if privacy during shower time is not an issue. And the highlight is the balcony, its view respectively. There is also this pool in the rocks, however I believe it is no longer being used as it looks quite neglected and abandoned. And I didn't see anybody down there during the entire week I stayed in this hotel. Back in the room I noticed that the hangers in the wardrobe are these theft-proof ones. Not a fan of them, and it reminds me a bit of cheap motels or 1 or 2 star hotels. And a quick demonstration of the shower lights and windows capability. The main restaurant is a buffet-style place, and I quite liked the interior. There was a vast choice of different food, some of it changing with every day. However, throughout my stay I found the food quality rather mediocre with random exceptions. Since we booked only bed and breakfast, we limited our consumption in the main restaurant to once a day only. Depending on the wind, we opted for having breakfast or at least tea or coffee on the adjacent terrace, as we wanted not to miss any possible moment to indulge this view. You might already have noticed at the beginning of the hotel tour this other, bigger pool next to the main entrance. Since the rooftop only offers the jacuzzis and the shallow sunbed pools, you would need to go to the larger pool if you prefer having a swim. It's also quite a nice and stylish pool area with its own pool bar and protection from the wind, but I only spent about 2 hours there in total, as this pool deck was located next to the hotel parking and it offered no view of the ocean. The Kumai, I hoped I pronounced it correctly, is not a hotel restaurant but within the same building. And I was highly recommended having dinner there. The hotel reception was able to reserve a table for us in this popular restaurant, and expectations were high. And the restaurant managed to succeed our expectations, leaving a wow effect. Therefore, I didn't want to leave this experience out of the hotel review. I highly suggest, if you ever stay at this hotel, you have dinner at this restaurant as well. I'm sure you won't regret it. The staff was super friendly and helpful with any kind of special dietary requirements, and part of the restaurant is an exhibition of some of their fine products. Although a glass of a good Spanish wine would have been most appropriate, I felt like I prefer a beer, which I was promptly served. Together with the hot and fresh homemade bread, we were served 3 different kinds of butters and an amuse-bouche, basically a greeting from the kitchen. For the appetizer, we both went for the taco, an unusual option for such an upscale restaurant, I thought. However, I must admit it was one of the best tacos I've ever had, with amazing flavors and a tender chicken. For the main dish, I opted for the beef, prepared according to my liking to perfection. The portions may look small, but believe me when I'm saying that we both were full to the rim, and that's why I cannot show you the dessert. If I'm ever near this restaurant again, I will certainly book another table here. Price-wise, it was also more upscale, but not exorbitant. Of course, depending on what wines you choose to pair with the courses. Back at the rooftop, which completely changes its atmosphere in the nighttime. On the weekends, the rooftop offers live DJing and a very extensive cocktail and drinks menu, of which I tried some of the fruity stuff. To my understanding, the rooftop nighttime clubbing is open to the public and is therefore a beautiful place to mingle or just soak up the atmosphere. We were there a bit early in the night, so guests were still about to join the venue. This was my first ever hotel review, and the only thing I couldn't show was the wellness area, since I didn't want to film in there when people were enjoying the treatment. We are now leaving on an inter-island flight with Canary Airlines to Lanzarote, where we stayed for another week. Maybe I will publish a hotel review of that hotel there as well. Let me know if you like seeing more reviews like this. And also consider subscribing to my channel for all upcoming reports and reviews. Take care and see you next time.